Before you continue watching this video, I want two things from you if you want to hear the best audio possible. One is that on some YouTube videos, there may be a stable volume feature. Make sure you turn that off. It will affect the listening or the feedback you will get. The other thing is just to use headphones. They're going to give you the best kind of real world scenario for background noise because many times you actually can't hear it on standard stereo speakers.
So I'm going to do a full reading of a chapter this year, and I'm using a Reddit post to read this or just to get the story. I'll have the link to the story and the person, all this other stuff, and then I'm using Audacity just to do some basic editing. I'm using the KS08 wireless microphone here. This I really, really like. It's currently on sale for $25 for the spring sale of Amazon. This is unique. I'm not seeing any other person sell this type of thing, so it's not some generic brand thing. And I'm saying that because, like, I have these are like TikTok shop. You can get these sometimes for like $2 or something like that. These are garbage, absolute garbage compared to the quality of audio I'm getting out of this and the amount of like noise to voice I can capture. So really, really cool. And they give you some like proximity of like where I'm coming from. I used to do a lot of voice stuff on the Samsung Go mic. It makes my voice sound very, very warm, like a much deeper tone. And I really do like it, but it is a condenser microphone. A problem with a condenser, cardio condenser, and it's also omni. It has like a whole thing is there's too much noise to signal ratio for this one specifically, and there's only like a switch to go negative 10 decibels, and it's not good enough. There's no control in that. And I do have another microphone I have down here. This is the one of the Fine microphones. um this is a lot more crisper, so less warm, more brightness, but you have to have this gain all the way turned down. You need to be like kissing the microphone in order to talk to it, just to have some good audio come through. If not, there's too much noise to voice or signal ratio as well. It just picks up top. And this is another condenser style microphone, also cardio, for the pickup pattern, and it's still good. It's still a very good microphone. But when I have to do so much more work compared to just a wireless lavalier microphone like this, and this is also a condenser. So I'm not trying to, trying to get you out of this. This is also omnidirectional, so it'll pick up every little pin drop that you have, if you have it set to the maximum value. But yeah, so this is where I'm coming from. I'm gonna go ahead and do the recording here now, just reading off, and I have it set to volume level 3, just to have that there. And because I'm going to be so close, I'm hoping to drown out a lot of the background noise from my voice.
Okay, so I'm going to show the first kind of really quick process I'm going to go through when I do a recording. I'm going to go ahead and play this real quick and then talk about the issue that I have with this. The Vampire Chronicles, Part 1. A short story by Maverick T. Knight. So what I want to say about this is the pacing between words, or at least between phrases, is too long, and I do need to crop and edit. And I was doing this all by hand before. Audacity has a really cool tool on this. Effectively, you can just click on the track that you're going to edit, go to Effect, go to Special, and then Truncate Silence. And this is you're going to have to play with a little bit to get the cadence of how you feel like you're talking to get correct. But this lets me go ahead and apply it, and I have a preset now for KS08 in terms of the threshold. You want to adjust the threshold to match the noise to voice signal that you have. It'll be probably lower or higher depending on the microphone that you're using, and then also the seconds you may want to adjust between maybe a stop of a sentence to a stop of a word. And so right now, for this instance, this is the preset that works for me. I'm going to go ahead and hit apply, and then when I play it, it's going to sound much more natural as I'm talking, and I don't have to do stop, play, click removal effects, and all this other stuff with it. The Vampire Chronicles, Part 1, a short story by Maverick T. Knight. So much better now, not those long pauses like before. I have spent the last 45 minutes recording 5 minutes worth of content, so it takes a while. But I wanted to show the next step that I do here, which is just to get rid of the background noise. Now, I use LumaFusion. This is available on iPad, iPhone, and Apple Silicon Apple machines. They are not available on the Intel versions of this stuff. It's available on Android as well, but this specific sound isolation feature to background noise removal does not work. There's other apps you can do this on as well. If you want a free solution, there's something called Deep Filter Net. This is they have its command line. It's you have to export audio in a very specific format. You have to mess around with the parameters to get it right, and so it's not for the faint of heart for sure. Anyways, in LumaFusion, it is a paid app. Like I said, it's $30. It's a one-time payment. They add in features as packs. So the most recent one they released was like tweening and stuff like that, like animation stuff that you do with maybe some shapes and things. But yeah, I like it a lot. It's what I edit almost all my videos with. And just to give you some context, all you do is you drop the audio clip in here and you could just import it. It goes to other app and then it's like right here. That's where it is. Now, I'm going to go ahead and play it with the sound isolation feature turned off. So I'm going to go ahead and in this editing process also turn it off so you can hear the raw, noisy background noise stuff. Let's jump to somewhere in the middle. Started at the bottom floor of the building. Then they worked their way up, killing every employee in sight. She told me the thing. So there's some background noise there, which is not bad at all. I mean, compared to the other microphones I was talking about in the early beginning of the video, it is not as bad. So the K08 already has like a really good minimal amount of background noise, at least for my recording area. And so all I do is then apply it. So I'm going to go ahead and apply it now. Things that attacked them all had a tattoo on their hand with an upside down cross within a circle. As soon as she told me, I knew who the vampires were, who attacked her. So there's virtually none, and I only have it at 90%. They have other settings. You do voice rather than high quality voice. This will help with some of the clipping or wee-wah effect you may have for very noisy environments. And so you can do that to save the voice, but then suffer some of the background noise being kind of re-brought back in. If not, just choose high quality voice if you're in a fairly quiet place in the first place. And you can go anywhere between 80-90% is fine. 100% is fine as well too. It just, if you have a much softer voice, sometimes the 100% application of this does not work as intended. And after that, that's pretty much it. I may do adjustments for audio levels, so they have a whole graphical equalizer and some other filters here you can choose. But to be honest, Audacity is going to be a much better fit for this. At least it's a free application. There's also GarageBand for Mac OS, but Audacity is cross-platform. The last part is a custom tool I have programmed for myself for this process. In my pipeline, I have another tool I want to build out more that's more appropriate than what this is, but it's justifiable in terms of what it does. There are programs that already do this, by the way. I'm not trying to sell you on anything here. I just found that I didn't want to pay $100 and something for an editor, pay for features in CapCut that doesn't work as I want it to. There's Riverside FM that does this too very well. I'm going to say that. But the free version like clobbers your audio voice. And on top of that, the year you have to pay for like a full year. You can't do like a monthly plan. At least the last time I looked at it. So what this is, all this is doing, and I'm gonna go ahead and just play this real quick, is just put a subtitle on this text to speech, what I've spoken into text onto a screen, and highlights each of the word that I've spoken. As I got inside, the scene I encountered was gruesome. There were bodies mangled, ripped apart, drained of all of its blood, lifeless, alone. So that's basically all that's there. The important part for this is that the process I go through is not like foolproof at all. I got to go back and make edits to the subtitles, and the way I do that is just a JSON file. So it's not like all the video editors out there. This will do a couple things for me though. So I put in my WAV file, it'll generate a JSON file. I then put in my image, my my mono auto file, and then the output path and other stuff like that. Then I can go back in here and make the edits if a word was spoken incorrectly. I wanted to change it so it's relative, not absolute. So you can see every time on here is absolute. I think I did make that change, but I never saved it to GitHub. So I just got to re-add that back in. But this is a lot better in terms of the display, and it's also presets. So there's one for YouTube and one for Shorts. So it gives me the 16 by 9 versus 19, or the 9 by 16. And it changes the number of words that will show on the screen, the size of the text, type of stuff for the presets that are there. It's using FFmpeg, it's using Movie, it's using Image Magic as well for some of the stuff. And then the most important part that I like about this is I get video with subtitles. Now, if you don't know what that is, videos have subtitles built into it for a very long time. So if you go and play this on a TV that supports subtitles, it'll just work. If not, you can just have it without subtitles, but it will still have the actual visual of the subtitles there. The other is it'll generate subtitles for YouTube. So if YouTube doesn't pick up subtitles, which I found out it didn't, you can generate a subtitle, so you don't have to go and edit subtitles in 2 places now, or 3 places, or how many other places this is going to go. So I generate 2 subtitle versions that's most ubiquitous across these video platforms, and just makes it a lot easier to manage one section, one place, and it'll generate all this stuff for me, ready for YouTube upload and that kind of stuff. Now, if you want to listen to this actual reading, um, I'll go ahead and link this video. It's to a channel that has no subscribers. It's, so it was an experiment I did. I do enjoy narrating a little bit, and so yeah, if you want to listen, go ahead.